Warning, the following video you're about to see is my opinion. If you don't like it, that's totally fine. You don't have to like it. Enjoy.
What's going on? Deliverance here with the Elimination Chamber 2024 review. I'm going to tell you some highlights about what happened in the matches, so let's get into it. Kicking off the pay-per-view was the Women's Elimination Chamber, which consists of Tiffany Stratton, Raquel Rodriguez, Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, Liv Morgan, and Naomi. Becky and Naomi would be the first two ladies to start the match. They try to get a lot of quick pins in the beginning, little botches here and there, but then Tiffany Stratton would enter and dominate both ladies. Tiffany tried to do a double senton with both ladies on her shoulders, but Naomi could, I guess, hold on, so she fell off. So she did a senton to Becky, then she just did another one to Naomi, which is alright, I guess. Liv would enter and then start throwing Tiffany Stratton multiple pods inside the chamber. Naomi would later hit a diving neckbreaker from the top of the pod to Liv Morgan in the ring, and as she fell, Tiffany pinned Naomi and she was eliminated. Raquel would later on enter the match and start throwing Tiffany around, hitting her on the fencing of the cage. Poor Tiffany, she was probably the star of this women's elimination chamber. Raquel was being too much of a powerhouse, so Liv Morgan, Tiffany Stratton, and Becky Lynch would all have to team together to take her out because she was just too much of a powerhouse. Bianca would then later join the party and just clean house. Liv Morgan would go running on top of the pod, just kind of like hiding up there. Then on both sides, on one side each, Tiffany Stratton and Becky Lynch would try to go and, I guess, get Liv Morgan off, but she would dive onto Raquel from the pod. Tiffany and Becky are fighting on top of the pod. Tiffany throws Becky Lynch off, and then she would do a swanton onto all the ladies from the pod. Later on, Liv would hit like a top rope face buster to Tiffany Stratton to eliminate her, and the fans were not happy. Later on, Raquel Rodriguez would have both Liv Morgan and Becky Lynch almost in a double powerbomb on each of her arms, and after she lands it, she would get a KOD from Bianca Belair to get eliminated. Liv Morgan would get a quick roll up on Bianca to eliminate her, then literally right after was a manhandle slam from Becky Lynch for the win. This was a good opening starting match, 3 stars in my opinion. This was fantastic. Next up, the WWE Tag Team Championships are on the line. Finn Balor and Damian Priest go up against the New Catch Republic, Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. This match would start off quick. Both of the Catch Republic would take out Dom and Priest. Then they would take advantage by going and getting Finn Balor, just multi-tagging, and just start, try to take control. It'd go back and forth about who gets control, but Pete Dunne would get a hot tag, taking out Judgment Day. He would do a moonsault from the top rope to the outside, taking Judgment Day out. Tyler Bate would also hit an airplane spin on Damian Priest. Later, Dom would get ejected because he tried to put Finn Balor's foot on top of the rope, but I guess he was too far away from it, so he kind of just put it under the rope. We're coming near the end of the match where we get a double choke slam from Damian Priest to both Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne, and following that was a coup de grace for the win. This was another at least 3 stars. It was a fantastic match. Next up, we have the Men's Elimination Chamber match. Winner goes against Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. We had Randy Orton, Logan Paul, Bobby Lashley, Kevin Owens, LA Knight, and Drew McIntyre. The match would start off with LA Knight and Drew McIntyre, a little back and forth here and there, but we would have Knight get Drew and start banging his head on multiple pods. There was even one where Kevin Owens was just hitting back as LA Knight was smashing his head in, which you can look right here. Kevin Owens would then enter the match. So Michael Cole said on the commentary that Kevin Owens made a promise to a Make-A-Wish, one of the Make-A-Wish kids, that to do a choke slam. So when he first goes in, he hits a few punches on LA Knight, then he hits a choke slam, which is very, very sweet. One of my favorite things I saw was Kevin Owens. He did a codebreaker to Drew McIntyre, then he did like a back body drop to LA Knight as he was falling from the codebreaker, which was pretty cool. Bobby Lashley would enter and just nothing would really happen. It really kind of just slow down, and he would just go out to Drew McIntyre. Randy Orton would enter, come in, take out both Kevin Owens and LA Knight, and then he would do a DDT to Kevin Owens onto the outside of the ring, which was just the area. But coming back from his back injury, I guess he was really, either he's really selling his back or just he's really injured. Time would go on and Kevin Owens just waiting outside Logan Paul's pod to open. It would open. They would try to close it, Logan Paul, but he would get in and start beating him up on the inside. Bobby Lashley would later intervene and throw Kevin Owens through one of the pods, and then he would spear Logan Paul through the other pod. Drew McIntyre would hit a Claymore to Bobby Lashley to get him eliminated, and as he was leaving, the door was open. AJ Styles comes in with a chair, starts beating up LA Knight because he beat him. LA Knight beat AJ Styles to get into the chamber, so he was just pounding with a chair, Styles slash, and Drew McIntyre would pin LA Knight to get him eliminated. Logan Paul would hit a diving crossbody from the top of the pod. He would pull out brass knuckles, indicating he's going to hit Drew McIntyre, but Randy Orton would hit an RKO to Logan Paul for the elimination, and Logan Paul was kind of pissed, so later on he'd hit Randy Orton with said brass knuckles for Drew McIntyre to take the pin for the win to go to WrestleMania. I would have gave this 3 stars, but I'm going to give it 4 stars because that extra star goes to Kevin Owens. He was just the star of the show. And for the main event, Rhea Ripley puts her women's World Heavyweight title on the line against Nia Jax. Right in the beginning of the match, I think Nia might have hit Rhea a little too hard, or maybe Rhea fell, because I'm pretty sure I saw her gauge from her ear fall and just rolling out of the ring. Nia would hit 2 deadlift power bombs to Rhea. Every time Rhea tried to come back, Nia always was like ready for whatever she had. So Rhea was outside, cleaning the commentary table. She wanted to put Nia through it. She tried to pick her up, she couldn't do it. Nia Samoan dropped her onto the table. Didn't break. She got on, I believe, Michael Cole or Corey Graves' chair, and then she jumped with an elbow, and they went through. I don't know what Nia was trying to do. Like, she was on the top rope, but Rhea would get up, give her a superplex, then she got back up. She gave her like a roundhouse almost, and then a riptide for the win. This was fantastic. I didn't even put a score, but I'm going to put 3.5 stars. It was fantastic. I keep saying fantastic. It was just a really good show. I had fun. I mean, I got up at 3:50 in the morning just to watch it, which is totally fine. We have our 4 world champions and their main events, or whatever they're going to do for WrestleMania. We have Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes, Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins, Io Sky versus Bayley, and now we have Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch. WrestleMania is only like 43 days away. I can't wait. Should be exciting. My next big pay-per-view should be AEW's Revolution, and that will be Sting's retirement match. So I'm excited. I can't wait. And I'll see you on Monday for The Rewind.